Welcome to Top Facts Entertainment. Today we're going to discuss the top 10 most epic Oscar wins of all time. Best Picture winners are noteworthy for being some of the best movies ever created, and that's why they have won the Oscar, even with the controversy surrounding them. However, which of these is the most epic one of all? Welcome to our channel, and today we'll be presenting you with the top 10 most epic Oscar wins of all time. Please stay until the end of our video to learn all about these impressive Oscar wins that left everyone watching them absolutely shocked. And also subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on for more awesome content like today. Now, without further ado, let's begin. In the 10th spot of our list, we have the black comedy drama film Birdman from 2015, directed by Alejandro Inarritu and winning Best Picture at the 2015 Oscars. The movie stars Michael Keaton as Regan Thompson, a faded Hollywood actor best known for playing the superhero Birdman, as he dreads to begin a Broadway adaptation of a short story by Raymond Carver. The film is basically a snippet into the life of those participating in the previews leading to the play's opening. On top of being noteworthy for appearing as if it was filmed in a single shot, save for one brief scene, this earned the movie an Academy Award for Best Cinematography and also winning Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, 9 nominations, and an Outstanding Cast in a Motion Picture at the 23rd Screen Actors Guild Awards. In the movie, Regan Thompson is frequently tormented by the mocking and critical internal voice of the superhero he used to play, and continuously visualizes himself performing feats of levitation and telekinesis. However, the Birdman voice wants Regan to return to blockbuster cinema and insists that he is an essential part of Regan's identity. Hilarity and darkness both ensue later. 9th place, Green Book. The next movie to be featured in our list is Green Book, a biographical comedy road film based on a true emotional story. It presented us the tour of the Deep South by famous jazz pianist Don Shirley and Italian-American Frank Vallalonga, who served as his bodyguard. The film was directed by Peter Farrelly, who based the characters' personalities on information by Vallalonga's son, Nick Vallalonga, and interviews with his father and Shirley, as well as letters Vallalonga wrote to his mother. The film is an in-depth and necessary analysis of the nature of racism and racial segregation, starting when Tony Vallalonga searches for new work after the nightclub he used to work for is closed for renovation. He is invited to an interview with Dr. Don Shirley, a black pianist in need of a driver for his 8-week concert tour through the Midwest and Deep South. Don hires Tony on the strength of his references, and they embark with the plans to return to New York on Christmas Eve. Unsurprisingly, due to the time period, Don's record label had to give Tony a copy of the Green Book, where the movie takes its name from, which is a guide for African American travelers to find hotels, restaurants, and filling stations that would serve them. Don is disgusted by Tony's habits and even requests he act with more refinement. The two personalities are constantly clashing, though they end up forging a lifelong friendship when a group of white men beat Don and threaten his life in a bar and Tony rescues him. He instructs Don not to go out without him for the rest of the tour. Don also helps Tony write letters to his wife, and the two bond together and solve their differences. The movie ends showing real photos of the characters, as many biopic films do, stating that Don continued to tour, compose, and record songs. At the same time, Tony went back to his work at Copacabana. It also states that Tony and Don remained friends until they died within months of each other in 2013. A truly moving, emotional film that teaches us that racial differences are only imagined prejudice. The film received acclaim for its realistic portrayal of the relationship, the nature of racism during the time period, and the top-notch acting from Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. In the 8th spot of our list, we have Moonlight, one of the most dramatic coming-of-age films ever made. The film is notorious for presenting us with 3 incredibly realistic stages in the life of the main character, showing us from his youth to his teenage years and ending with his early adult life. It was praised for its realistic depiction of the difficulties he faces with his sexuality and identity, including the physical and emotional abuse he endures growing up. Known as one of the best films of the 21st century, it won the Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture, Drama and Academy Award for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor for Mahershala Ali, who's also featured in the Green Book, and Best Adapted Screenplay. It is also groundbreaking for being the first film with an all-black cast, the first LGBTQ-related film, and the second lowest-grossing film domestically to win the Oscar for Best Picture. Ali also became the first Muslim to win an acting Oscar, being the first movie in many aspects and also featuring one of the most accurate portrayals of a gay black man in television. And as he grows up, this movie totally deserved its Best Picture award. In the 7th spot of our list, we have Slumdog Millionaire, a 2008 British drama film directed by Danny Boyle. The movie tells us the story of Jamal Malik, an 18-year-old hailing from the Juhu slums of Mumbai, played by Dev Patel and filmed in India. As a contestant on the Indian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Jamal surprises everyone by being able to answer every question correctly. Accused of cheating, Jamal recounts his life story to the police, illustrating how he can answer each question correctly. The movie is told in a series of flashbacks recounting each of his life incidents that provided him with each answer, starting when he's 5 years old. He obtains the autograph of a Bollywood star, Amitabh Bachchan. The movie takes us through Jamal's lifelong journey, eventually becoming a chaiwala, being attacked by gangsters, and being abused, and many other tragic things that led up to his current predicament. In the 6th spot of our list, we have The Shape of Water, a romantic fantasy drama directed by Guillermo del Toro and featuring the admittedly baffling story of a mute cleaner at a high-security government laboratory who falls in love with a captured humanoid amphibian creature. Yeah, this movie embodies interspecies romance at its finest, and it was so good that it earned the Golden Lion for Best Films and was even turned into a novel. Elisa Esposito, the main character, communicates through sign language, and her only friends are her close next-door neighbor Giles and her co-worker Zelda Fuller. Once she meets the amphibian monster, she begins visiting him in secret, and the two end up falling in love despite the movie's villains attempting to euthanize the creature. Considering this movie was directed by the same guy who directed Pan's Labyrinth, it's no doubt that it's incredibly bizarre yet touching all the same. Right in the middle of our list, at 5th place, we have King's Speech. This historical drama takes its name from future King George VI, who, to cope with the stammer, sees Lionel Logue, an Australian speech and language therapist played by Geoffrey Rush. These two become fast friends as they work together, and after King George's brother abdicates the throne, the new king has to rely on Logue to help him make his first wartime radio broadcast upon Britain's declaration of war on Germany in 1939. The movie was widely praised for its incredible visual style, its art direction, directing, screenplay, and its accuracy. Few historical films present facts as well as this movie did, being incredibly faithful to historical detail, especially the reversal of Winston Churchill's opposition to abdication. The film received many awards and nominations, particularly for Colin Firth's performance, which resulted in his first Oscar win for Best Actor. It also earned 12 Oscar nominations. One of the classics of modern filmmaking, Forrest Gump comes in the 4th spot of our countdown as a comedy drama directed by Robert Zemeckis, based on the 1986 novel of the same name and starring Tom Hanks. The movie tells us the heartwarming story of Forrest Gump, a slow-witted man with a big heart hailing from Alabama, who witnesses and, without knowledge, influences many defining historical events in the 20th century of the United States. The movie is very different from the novel, but no less noteworthy. Thanks to its relatable protagonist, Zemeckis' superb directing, Hank's incredible performance, visual effects, and music. The movie was so good that it became the top-grossing film in America released that year and earned over $677 million worldwide during its theatrical run, making it the second highest-grossing film of 1994, behind The Lion King. 3rd place. How could we create a list like this and not include Titanic, the genre maker in the world of epic romance films? We definitely do not have to explain the plot of Titanic, as you've probably already watched it and cried your eyes out 100 times. Still, it's noteworthy for being one of the director James Cameron's best films besides Avatar. Titanic isn't as faithful to the facts as other historical dramas that we've featured here were, being loosely based on accounts of the sinking of their RMS Titanic, and stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet as members of different social classes who fall in love aboard the ship during its ill-fated maiden voyage, which we all know how it ended. Cameron was incredibly motivated and inspired by shipwrecks and considered that a love story was perfect to be intertwined with the human loss to convey the emotional impact of the Titanic's disaster. It was critically and commercially successful, nominated for 14 Academy Awards, and remained the highest-grossing film of all time until Avatar, another of Cameron's films, surpassed it in 2010. In the second spot of our list, we have probably what's known as the best psychological horror and thriller of all time, The Silence of the Lambs. Known as also one of the most influential films of all time and also being considered as culturally, historically or aesthetically significant by the US Library of Congress. The movie tells us the story of a young FBI trainee, Clarice Starling, who is pulled out from her training to apprehend a serial killer known as Buffalo Bill, who skins his female victims' corpses. For this, she has to create a psychological profile. She seeks the advice of the imprisoned Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a brilliant psychiatrist and cannibalistic serial killer. Only listening to the plot is enough to give anyone the heebie-jeebies, and it sure lives up to its name as the best thriller of all time. Even then, there's still another, still dark but much less scary film than The Silence of the Lambs waiting for us at the bottom of our list. Ready to find out which one it is? Let's head down to the first place. In the first spot of our list, we have the most recent Oscar win of all time, Parasite. Parasite is the first South Korean film to ever win an Oscar, and one of the few black comedy thriller films to do so, directed by Bong Joon-ho. It stars Song Kang-ho, Lee Sun-kyun, Cho Ye-young, Shu Wo-shik, Park So-dam, Yang Hye-in, and Lee Young-yun. It follows the members of a poor family. They scheme to become employed by a wealthy family by infiltrating their household and posing as unrelated, highly qualified individuals. On top of having an incredibly silly premise, the movie takes things up a notch by analyzing the highly debated topic of class differences. The film received nearly unanimous critical acclaim and is considered by many critics to be the best film of 2019 and one of the best of the 2010s. It is also the 42nd highest rated film of all time on Metacritic and eventually became the highest grossing South Korean film. The movie also earned 11 nominations and 5 awards to its name at the 56th Grand Bell Awards. Suppose you haven't watched this masterpiece of a film featuring light romance, a lot of dark comedy, and insight on true human nature and symbolism. In that case, we highly advise you to do so. So what are your thoughts on our picks for the most epic Oscar wins of all time? Let us know down below in the comments. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on for more great videos like today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next time.